After an argument, my wife posted, "He treats me like a maid." So I served her divorce papers and walked away for good. My name's Liam. I'm 34, and I've been married to Isabella for 6 years. We met in our late 20s, young, ambitious, and convinced we were a perfect match. People always said we looked like the ideal couple. What they didn't see was what happened behind closed doors. Isabella always cared a bit too much about appearances. Social media was her thing, posting our vacations, dinners, and anniversaries. Her Instagram was basically a highlight reel of a perfect marriage. But the reality was a little different. I run a small but successful home renovation business. I've worked my tail off for years, long hours, weekends, sometimes even holidays. Meanwhile, Isabella worked part-time as a social media consultant, mostly remote. She had plenty of free time compared to me, but somehow the housework, errands, and even little things like walking the dog fell on me. I ignored it for a long time. I told myself, she's stressed too. It'll get better. But it didn't. The real breaking point came over something ridiculously small, or at least, that's how it started. It was a Saturday morning. I had just come back from a job site, covered in dust, tired, hungry. I opened the fridge, empty. "Hey, didn't we talk about you grabbing groceries yesterday?" I asked her. She was sitting on the couch, scrolling her phone. Without even looking up, she said, "I forgot. Why don't you just go get it?" I sighed. "I've been working 12-hour days this whole week. You were home. Why is this so hard?" That set her off. "Oh, so now I'm lazy? Is that it? You think just because you swing a hammer, you work harder than me?" It escalated from there. I didn't yell. I rarely do, but I told her I felt like I was carrying this marriage on my back, both financially and emotionally. She threw back every little thing she thought I ever did wrong. At some point, I just walked out to cool off. I drove to a diner, grabbed food, sat in the car, and tried to clear my head. About an hour later, my phone started blowing up. Texts from friends, a couple of coworkers, even my sister. "Dude, check Facebook. Are you okay? Bro, what the hell did she post?" I opened Facebook, and there it was. A public post from Isabella, complete with a staged selfie of her fake crying. The caption read, "Imagine being married to a man who thinks providing money means he gets to control you, who belittles you for not being his maid. Ladies, choose better. Know your worth." Over 80 comments in under an hour. Her friends were all chiming in, hyping her up. "You deserve better, queen. Men are trash. Leave is broke." Broke? That part stung the most. I was paying 90% of the bills, including her credit card debt from before we even got married. But you know what? I didn't comment. I didn't text her. I didn't call. I drove straight home. She was still sitting there like nothing had happened. "You saw it?" she asked, half smiling, half testing me. I just said, "Yeah, I saw it." Then I went to the bedroom, grabbed my laptop, and started typing. Not a Facebook post. Not some rant. I pulled up the contact info for my lawyer, someone I'd helped renovate a kitchen for a couple of years back. "Hey, Rick. Yeah, it's Liam. I think I need to talk about divorce." I didn't yell. I didn't slam a door. But something clicked inside me. I was done being humiliated in private and in public. The next 24 hours were going to change both of our lives. I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was angry. Anger had already turned into something colder. Clarity. I sat there, staring at the ceiling, realizing that I'd ignored too many red flags for too long. When morning came, Isabella was acting like the post was no big deal. She even tried making small talk, like nothing happened. "So, are you going to apologize, or are we going to keep pretending you didn't blow up over groceries?" she said, stirring her coffee. I didn't even look up from my phone. "No, I'm not pretending anymore." That's all I said before heading out. By 10 a.m., I was sitting across from Rick, my lawyer. We'd worked together before, and thankfully, he was the kind of guy who didn't beat around the bush. "Liam, you've got a strong case," Rick said, scrolling through screenshots I'd sent him of her post, the comments, and a few financial documents. "She doesn't work full-time, you're the primary provider, and you've got no kids. This isn't going to be complicated unless she makes it messy." I nodded. "I don't care about the furniture. I don't care about the house. She can keep whatever. I just want out." Rick tapped his pen. "Oh, she's going to care. Because if she's expecting alimony, she's in for a surprise." By the afternoon, the paperwork was drafted. The legal notice was ready. The moment the process server called to confirm the delivery, I almost felt relief. When I got home, Isabella was on the phone with one of her friends, laughing, probably gossiping about me. The second she saw me walk in, she rolled her eyes. "Oh, you're back. Thought you were off sulking." I calmly set the envelope down on the coffee table. "This came for you." She looked at it, confused. "What's this?" "Open it." She tore it open, started reading, and her whole demeanor shifted. Her casual attitude vanished. She scanned the first page, then the second, realizing exactly what it was. "Divorce papers. You You're not serious, she stammered. I'm completely serious. Her voice rose instantly. Wait, so you're divorcing me over a Facebook post? That's childish, Liam. No, I'm divorcing you because that post was just the final push. I've been carrying this marriage for years while you sat around pretending Instagram was a career. You disrespected me publicly. You tried to humiliate me in front of everyone we know. You've treated me like an afterthought for years. I'm just done. She tried flipping it. You can't do this. What about the house? What about my lifestyle? I shrugged. Check page 5. You can keep the furniture, the car, and whatever's in your name. I'll keep my business and my own accounts. Simple. She grabbed her phone and started dialing someone, probably her mom or one of her friends. But before she could finish, her phone buzzed. She glanced down. Her face dropped. Unknown number, she muttered, then answered. Hello. I didn't hear the full conversation, but I heard enough. Wait, you're his lawyer? No, this can't. No, I didn't agree to any of this. No, he's being crazy. I didn't do anything that bad. No, we can work this out. Wait, what do you mean a settlement proposal? Her face went pale. She hung up, staring at me like I'd just flipped her entire world upside down. Liam, can we talk? Please. You're blowing this way out of proportion. For the first time in years, I felt genuinely calm. I tried talking. You made a post. Now this is me responding. The thing is, when someone's entire personality is built on pretending everything is perfect for social media, the reality of consequences hits a lot harder than they ever expect. And trust me, her regret was just getting started. The next few weeks were revealing. Isabella went through all the stages. First denial. She thought I was bluffing. Then panic. Then bargaining. Then anger. Then, finally, regret. The day after she got the papers, she deleted the Facebook post. Not that it mattered. Screenshots were already saved by more people than I could count. Some of her own friends had quietly sent them to me with messages like, I'm sorry, dude, that was way out of line. It became obvious very quickly that her support squad on social media were great at commenting fire emojis, but terrible at offering any real help when things got serious. A couple of her closest friends even pulled back. People started realizing that her public meltdown wasn't telling the full story. Meanwhile, I stayed quiet. I didn't post anything. I didn't air our dirty laundry. I just let my lawyer do the talking. She tried calling me several times. First angry, then crying, then begging. I didn't answer. The only communication was through legal channels. At one point, her lawyer reached out asking if reconciliation was on the table. My response was simple, absolutely not. Turns out, when Rick pulled the financial records, it painted an even clearer picture. I had been covering nearly everything. The mortgage, her student loans, car payments, even random luxury purchases she made in my name. My lawyer made it clear there would be no alimony, no ongoing support. We had no kids, no jointly owned businesses, and her part-time income wasn't going to cut it in court. She would walk away with whatever was in her own name, and not much else. I moved out before things could get messy, packed my essentials, stayed at a friend's place temporarily while apartment hunting. Funny enough, the day I left, she stood at the doorway and said, You'll regret this, Liam. You're throwing away 6 years over one mistake. I paused, looked her dead in the eye, and replied, No. I'm fixing 6 years of mistakes, starting with this one. The divorce was finalized in just under 2 months. Fast, clean, brutal. I heard from mutual friends that reality hit her like a freight train. Suddenly the lifestyle, the house, the trips, the brunches, wasn't sustainable. She had to pick up full-time work for the first time in years. Social media influencing doesn't pay when you're not posting fake perfect couple content anymore. Months later, I heard she moved back in with her mom. Some of her old friends told me she still complains that I blindsided her, that she had no idea I was that cold. But the truth is, I wasn't cold. I was patient. I tolerated way more than I should have, for way longer than I should have. I'll admit, it hurt. No one gets married thinking it'll end like this. But I also felt relief. Real, honest-to-God relief. Funny thing, some of the friends who originally commented, You deserve better, Queen, under her post? Yeah, a couple of them later messaged me saying, I didn't know it was that bad, man. Sorry, and I wasn't bitter. Not even mad. Just done. If there's one thing I took from all of this, it's this. People will show you who they are. Believe them the first time. So yeah, she tried to humiliate me online. She thought I'd just take it, sit in silence. But when she got that call from my lawyer, she realized real quick, actions have consequences. What do you guys think? Was I too harsh? Or did I just do what had to be done? I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.